How's it going, YWC? No, it's not Lionel Richie. It's a guy on the internet who does live reviews. TNA Impact review. Yes, it's late, but whatever. We're still going to talk about it. Maybe do a little bit of Slammiversary predictions. I may save that because me and T-Shawn, we're going to talk about NXT TakeOver and some Slammiversary. So I'll see how I feel after doing this review. So this Impact, the go home show, the Slammiversary, it was a good television show, but I'm going to be fair and say that as far as like a go home show to amplify people who aren't fans of TNA or are not just tuned in or on the edge of ordering the pay-per-view, it may not have sold them. But then again, that goes for anything wrestling wise, not just TNA. If there's a casual viewer and they come in and they really don't know what's going on, you really have to sell them on the pay-per-view. Hence why the Dirty Network is kind of semi-successful, because it's only $10 and you get 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 3 pay-per-views a month or whatever. And maybe that's something the TNA should invest in. But I thought, like I said, good show. All right, go home show. It was a good one if you know what's going on. If you're one of those people who don't watch and are just coming in, you may be kind of skeptical. But anyway, it starts off with Matt Hardy gloating about taking out Jeff Hardy in that I would guess now viral video of him, Brother Nero. And some people love the video, some people hated it. I loved it because it was campy and it fit the Matt Hardy character. I love the video myself. He says that he took care of Jeff Hardy, and now he can get back to getting what was rightfully his, or what is rightfully his, the TNA World Title. He calls out Drew Galloway. Galloway, he's like, Matt Hardy, you've lost it. And then he's like, what did he say? He's like, Matt Hardy says, hey, add me to the title match at Slammiversary because I don't have to face Jeff Hardy anymore. Matt Hardy and Galloway, he says, I can't do that because this is a personal issue between me and Galloway. But since I'm a fighting champion, I'm going to give you a match tonight for the TNA World Title. Skipping ahead a little bit, there's a segment between him, Matt Hardy, and Lashley, which I kind of felt was questionable, where Lashley's like, don't interfere in the match or whatever because I want to be me and Drew, which is kind of weird because I guess he doesn't want to be a triple threat. Or like, how would that work? If Matt Hardy wins, would it be a triple threat, or would it be like Matt Hardy versus Lashley? Which I would think Lashley would want because Hardy seems like an easier opponent than Galloway. And then there's a segment where Galloway is confronted by Lashley, and Lashley's like, I'm going to wait until Sunday and take you out. And then Galloway's like, well, I make her angle tap out. What makes you think I'll tap out? And Lashley's response is gold. He just like, oh, let me do it. I will tap out. I love it. I love how you did that. But anyway, getting on to the first match, it was the number one contendership match for the Knockouts title. Allie brings out Sienna to face Madison Rayne, and it was an okay match. You get Sienna pretty much working the back of Madison. Madison tries to go for her signature Northern Lights, but she hits it, but then she couldn't withstand it because of the pain in her back, and that allows Sienna to hit her finishing move, the powerbomb it to the face buster. Now she's calling it, or Pope's calling it, the AK-47. That's kind of cool because her indie name or whatever is what was it? It is Allison K, AK-47, classic, pinkies up. And then after the match, Sienna tries to go for another finisher on Madison, but Jay's ringside, and they get into a brawl. Jay gets the upper advantage, and then that's the end of the segment. Then you get a Fact of Life with Eli Drake, and I love the promo they did beforehand, where they I guess they were in the mountains or whatever, Mexico, and they were using like a drone camera or whatever, and Eli Drake cut this awesome promo, and I like what he was talking about. He was like, Bram, you think you're gonna knock me off this mountain? You think you got enough tingle in your loins? And look, I'm not gonna, not because I don't think you can, it's just because I won't let you. Like Eli Drake, he is the reincarnation of The Rock. Like you just get that presence. The guy knows how to work a mic. But anyway, he comes out and he says that, you know, he recognizes champions or whatever, and then he brings out Decay and he talks to Decay, says that, look right here, we got the big man, you got your point guard, and you got, I guess if you took off all that makeup and all that crap, you might be the hottest knockout running around here. And they asked Decay how are they going to take out the Brumans. Rosemary grabs the mic and says that there's a promo about them believing in all the things people don't believe in. Crazy Steve says that they believe that madness lives in everybody. Abyss says that he believes the Bromans are handsome, suave, debonair, dashing. But one thing they are is beautiful. And I love Abyss's new persona. And it goes together with the whole Decay thing, the whole ugly, disgusting looking makeup on his face. I was so sick of Abyss's ugly ass mask. It's so old. It's like 5-10 years past its prime. The face paint, that's new, that's fresh. Then out come the Bromans, and you know, basically we're gonna kick Decay's ass or whatever. Then out comes Grado and Mabali Shera, which I kind of like the tag team. You got two people who really need each other. You got Grado, who's an excellent mic talker, but kind of in the ring, you know, depending on how he wrestles. And then you have Mabali Shera, who has an excellent upside in the ring, but he can't talk. He can't talk for shit. And Grado's like, you know, you shouldn't be worried about us. You should be worried about what Bram's gonna do to you at Slammiversary. And then Eli Drake's like, you know, you should be worried about the Tribunal and Al Snow. And then all of them brawl, and out come the Tribunal with Coach Al Snow. This shit was fucking hilarious. He comes out with the towel and the jacket, and he's blowing the whistle, Bill Out Thought style, and he's even brawling. And then Bram, he appears in the ring and attacks Eli Drake. It goes into a 10-man tag, which I don't know. Like, you know how I feel about 10-man tags. Like sometimes, like it just feel out of place and generic. But at least they try to tie it all in together a little bit. The standouts in this match, the Tribunal. I get the feeling, like I just get this sense in the air. The Tribunal. Yes, we saw them on NXT. This is a tag team that people are going to say the WWE dropped the ball with, because we remember the guy, Basil Baraka, aka or FKA, formerly known as Sylvester LaForte. Sylvester LaForte, he was a jobber. He was a joke. But now, as Basil Baraka, this guy's he's showing that he's an excellent wrestler. And then Baron Dax, this guy with his magnifique, what did Basil Baraka hit like a net? I think he hit like a net breaker, and then Baron Dax just came in and hit a silver pitfall. Magnifique. I just feel like the Tribunal is a good starting point as a tag team. You get a sense of a great tag team here. Another standout, Jesse Goddard. Jesse Goddard, he gets a hot tag. He hits a springboard flying forearm. What? Jesse Goddard, the guy that just a couple of years ago was sucking horse ass, is now hitting springboard flying forearms, and his drop kick is still as beautiful as ever. The power game, it just seems like he's evolved as a wrestler. He went from sucking to he's pretty good. They hit the Bromans into the Adonis lock. Abyss chokeslams Jesse Goddard. And then it comes down to Eli Drake and Grado. Grado gets distracted by, I think, Al Snow or whatever. Eli Drake low blows Grado and then hits him with his finisher, which I'm kind of like, I gotta get used to it, and I gotta see the name of it. It's a front chin lock or headlock into a knee, a jumping knee, and a clothesline finisher. So it's a combination finisher. So in a sense, you would think, okay, knee right to the chin, and then a clothesline. So that's a knockout. Give it time. I'm gonna give it time, and then you get the EC3 segment with EC3 and Gail Kim versus Maria and the Miracle Mike Bennett. But Maria comes out and says that she's not gonna fight tonight. She's gonna let Allie do all of her dirty work, and she has Allie gear up in the wrestling clothes. I know what some people say. Oh, you got EC3 and Mike Bennett right before Slammiversary. It ruins the match when I paint his hand. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think TNA gave you just a little bit of tease. They had the two guys in the match for just a little bit, just enough to like whet your appetite for these guys to wrestle a match. Most of the work was done by Gail Kim and Allie, and Allie's voice, like, damn, that shit's high pitched, squeaky, and annoying. Which she's a heel, so you gotta. It reminds you like a lot of Madison Rain when she had the screaming thing or whatever. But whatever. The match, it comes to an interesting end, and I say that because of what happened. So Mike Bennett tries to go to hit EC3 with a chair. EC3 sees him and he chases the Miracle out of the building. Allie gets caught up in eat defeat, but she counters it into she kicks Gail Kim's thigh. And I'm thinking, whoa, hold up. Is Allie about to get a pinfall? Because she goes up for like a brain buster, but Gail Kim counters it into a pinfall, a small package. Out comes Sienna, and all three of them attack Gail Kim. And then Maria puts a chair on Gail Kim's knee and hit a concerto. So the status of Gail Kim for Slammiversary is highly up in the air, because the way they're selling the point is, you get hit in the knee like that. Obviously, you're looking back at wrestling from whatever the hell. Anyway, you're not gonna be 100%, and either you're gonna be out or it's gonna be like this miracle story. So I could see somebody replacing Gail Kim and taking her spot, but who would it be? Anyway, next you get the X Division title match. You get Trevor Lee defeating the title against Eddie Edwards, and damn, this was a really great X Division match. Trevor Lee, like, I don't know what they're messing with this guy. Like, in ring, straight solid. This guy has it all. Like, he hit a uppercut to the back of Eddie Edwards' head, and then just like straight deadlifts the guy into the German suplex. We've seen it before, still as beautiful as ever. Eddie Edwards, I don't know. It's just, he wrestles great matches. He needs more of a standout character. And the end of the match comes with Andrew Everett being out there and him pushing he pushes Eddie Edwards off the top rope into a Trevor Lee jumping knee. Eddie Edwards kicks out. Out comes DJZ, who attacks Everett, but then he gets knocked down by Gregory Shane Helms. Helms grabs the belt, and as Edwards is going for a schoolboy roll up, whatever, on Trevor Lee, he hits him with the belt across the face out of the referee's eyeballs, and then Trevor Lee rolls up. He rolls up Eddie Edwards. So I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, it's going to be a 4-way X Division match. Trevor Lee defends against Eddie Edwards, DJZ, and Andrew Everett. I think this is my bold prediction. I think this is the only prediction I'm going to do for the Slammiversary. I think Dave Richards comes back and he costs Eddie Edwards the victory. I think that should happen. You know, I know with the Wolves tag team for now, it's time to separate these guys. And they were really hyping up Eddie Edwards as a guy who could stand on his own and be world champion, SBN champion. This should happen. Eddie Edwards should get his title chances dashed by his former tag team partner. Anyway, moving on, you get, okay, Trevor Lee match. The debut of Braxton Sutter. And, aka Pepper Parks. It was a interesting debut. And I say interesting because he faced a local jobber talent, but it was a competitive match. It just wasn't, oh, new guy, and he swipes the talent. This was actually good back and forth wrestling. But in the end, Braxton ends up getting the victory with a jumping high kick in the corner. And then, like, he catches him with this interesting, like, I guess the guy tried to go for like some kind of like spear type of thing, but Braxton hit him with a knee, and then he finishes him off with a jumping flatliner, and then he cuts a promo like, "I'm so humbled to be here. I just want to fight for a chance and become a champion and blah blah." I want to see where it goes because it's kind of a generic character. He's like the real work starts at Slammiversary, but you don't have a match at Slammiversary, so what's gonna happen there? Like, it's the kind of stuff like that that gets me intrigued. Like, the real work starts at Slammiversary. How? Like, what are you gonna do? You don't have a match there. Anyway, getting to the main event, Hardy versus Galloway. I think this was their best match they've ever had. You get Hardy hitting a side effect on the steel steps, and Galloway, he Matt Hardy tried to go for like that signature elbow drop off the second rope. Matt Hardy countered that into Drew Galloway countered that into a Irish cross, and then Galloway comes out and attacks. Lashley comes out and attacks Galloway. They brawl to the back, and Matt Hardy's like, "What the fuck? I just got cheated out of my victory. I could have won or whatever." And then on the screen, Willow, he cuts this promo about, at Slammiversary is going to be his Slamageddon for Matt Hardy, and that Jeff Hardy is now free, and that Matt Hardy will always live in the shadow of Jeff Hardy. And then Jeff Hardy comes out, and I like that a little bit because it just shows, that Jeff Hardy, he has that weird alter ego that kind of lives. I don't know. It's this fantasy type of thing. But here's the thing. I just hope that Matt Hardy wins this match because Jeff Hardy has had numerous big time match wins. With the character that Matt Hardy's on, he needs his victory at Slammiversary. Like, you need Jeff Hardy to get beat and then become Willow. You need him to get beaten so badly. Because I thought they would go down the road of after that, oh, he got slammed into the table or whatever, and now he's back to Willow. You need Jeff Hardy to be beaten so badly that he actually becomes Willow for a while. Anyway, good show, questionable go home show. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, tell me what you thought about the show. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What things did you like? What things did you hate? Blah 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 blah. You're looking forward to Slammiversary. You're not looking forward to Slammiversary. You're looking forward to some matches on Slammiversary. Let me know. I just and look forward to me and Tyshawn. We're going to be reviewing NXT Takeover, the end of the beginning, and we'll give a full Slammiversary match prediction on that video. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, I guess. That's all I really need to say. And Slammiversary. That's all I have. Slammiversary. Looking forward to that. Anyway, mustache out, bruh.